Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, Golden Kamui wants to kick things off with a crazy episode this week. I did not expect it to go so, like, absolutely insane as much as it did this week. Um, They really didn't feel like they were going to stop at any point. So I appreciate that aspect. Seeing the prison break in and like just seeing how things were playing out from the perspective that I'm in, it's hard to pinpoint who um, I think could have been a traitor. I mean, we got some evidence that almost anybody uh, could have been the traitor. A lot of people were just doing things that were out of character. Um, Not only that, it came down to the point of, one of the characters, like the seventh unit, who the old man pretty much called out the best sniper in the group. Understanding how dedicated he's been to the seventh unit. He's never really, actually taken his mind off of the fact that he could possibly, be working with them or tipping them off to where the tattoos could have been this whole entire time, stuff like that. And it's funny to me that now that the seventh lieutenant is on his way, and he's even made the people who own this prison destroy their own bridge, which is like their only true way of like transportation uh, in and out of this prison. So now we kind of know where this battle is going to take place, and in the sense of like there's nowhere to go for the people inside. They pretty much trap themselves. And I thought it was funny that they would do something like that, thinking about all the prisoners that, if anything goes wrong in the sense of shooting, and these guys brought a freaking giant warship with them. So if their shots just happen to trail off a bit and hit some prisoners' uh, containment areas, and sure, some die, but some get free. That's a whole nother force of people that you have to pretty much then worry about the whole entire time. I think I just love that aspect of where this battle is actually taking place. That whenever it comes down to being safe, almost no one has the advantage. I mean, rightfully so, the seventh unit has the most advantage because they got the sneak attack in. They're coming in with their whole entire, army that they've compiled, knowing that this fight was going to happen, just to then show up and supposedly it feels like, or what our main cast is telling us is that they feel as if the seventh was watching them, that they should not have known to make such a critical push as much as they are right now, and at this exact time when they have some people who are very capable of taking out, 14, 15 people each easily. Um, I think we're looking at a battle all of a sudden where it's flipped on the people who are inside very quickly because they have such dangerous people inside that they've already called out. Um, I thought the one interesting thing too as well is the guy who says he wanted to, live out his final time fighting with the old man, and he pretty much like betrayed him and stuff like that. It seemed like he was legitimately doing that and working alone. But when it comes down to like shows like this and just like the way he says, you need to like stay here and stuff like that. Um, it just kind of goes to show that they know how to play the role of, guess who, pretty much. And I do like that aspect that they're giving to the show. But at the same time, it felt kind of, I don't know, it felt kind of just sucky for our characters because not only did our huntress get like pulled away from the immortal, we also have to worry about just every single character is now in this free for all war pretty much. And there's and I think it because they were so at the front gate we have one guy who's doing the fishing and pretty much showing his face as the guy who fishes and gets them some fishes and then keeps their own fishes. So they are good, but the woman that was like on their side and she does the fortune, she was on the other side, so she didn't really necessarily get like put in with them. I was gonna say fit in with them, but when they were, if they ever seen her, they're not like, oh, she's with that group because she wasn't seen with them at the moment or at that time. So with that being said, we are looking at this weird situation where she like sent out a false like telegram or something, and I think uh Orga, or like the raw sniper guy, I think he pretty much called it out in the sense of he knew that once he heard about that information that she had taken from him, or even had any type of experience with the seventh lieutenant, you usually this people seemingly start to do things that he wants them to do when he meets them. He just has such a way with words, um, and I think that that is the biggest problem when it comes down to Orga trusting her in any way, shape, or form, um, because it's just like he knows how much he went and would do for that guy, so I'm pretty sure he knows the fact that a lot of people are in that same exact boat and probably would do quite a bit of crazy stuff that they wouldn't think they would do for somebody like that. So that's just my opinion on it. I think she is to be blamed for the seventh showing up, but I can't tell if this because the whole like double thing, like this whole going in, seeing, um, actually trying to see if this guy is our huntress's father, and she can completely 100% see the difference in the eyes by light and a match on him, and if literally Immortal thinks that he's been set up, like they've been set up, including if they think it's a double and stuff like that. So um, it could be the guy who let them in the first place. It just like I'm saying, man, like I just thinking about it, I'm so lost for words. I don't know who did what and or who to believe anymore and stuff like that. Even the real guy who seemed kind of more suspect after it all kind of happened was the blind guy who, as soon as all of this stuff pops off, he's like, "Oh, I'll take you to go see the real one. We're gonna go see your real dad now, okay?" Like I know for a fact where this guy is, and so I thought that was just a interesting twist that all this time we've been spending with them, he don't say anything, but once they get into a situation where life and death is on the horizon, he's like, you know what? I do know where your dad is. And I was looking for these guys as like marks. I can't find them. And God, that sucks. But whatever, whatever. But alright, my anime people, with that, I will leave you guys with the same suspicion as mine. I don't know who the heck could be the culprit, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of things pointing fingers at certain people, and that's usually how you get yourself killed by accusing the wrong person. that is seemingly being blamed for everything. So, um, let's see how this plays out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if you guys are watching Golden Kamuy. If you're not, I don't know why you haven't started. But I will try to get you to start if you aren't watching these shows, or at least be interested in shows like them in the future. But with that, everybody, I hope you have a good night, day, evening, whatever the case it is when you're watching this, and I will talk to you in the next one. So with that, peace.